Hey guys, you are confined by the walls you have built yourself. Discuss. I love this quote by Andrew Murphy. It's just such a wonderful quote because it's basically saying the limitations in your life are imposed by you and you only. Now I want to talk about a science experiment that I read about years back. This ties in with something called upper limiting, right? So fleas, I don't know the facts, but fleas can jump a huge amount compared to their body size, right? So what these scientists did was they put these fleas in these boxes and they put a clear plastic lid on top. So the fleas would jump and hit the ceiling and then bounce back down. Jump, hit the ceiling, and they just did this for a while. Don't know how long for, you can look it up. And then they took the plastic ceiling off, right? The plastic ceiling, there was no limitation for their jumping, but they had learnt that that was the limit of their jumping. So these fleas jumped only as high as the plastic lid itself was. Isn't that amazing? So if you think about yourself as a flea and yourself as the scientist, right? The limitations you're putting on your life are those plastic lids, those unseen upper limits. But actually, they are not even there. We just think those limits are there, so we keep hitting these upper limits, these walls, or in this case, these ceilings. So it's a really good journaling exercise, really good thought experiment for yourself to try. What limitations do you think you have imposed on your life? What limiting beliefs do you have about yourself and your career? I can guarantee you there's a lot of them. So it's a good exercise to be like limiting beliefs about yourself and your life, and you just write down those things that you believe. You know, I can only earn this much money. I mean, that's a one for a huge amount of people. I only deserve this amount of money, right? Actually, money is a tool. You can deserve whatever you want. It's a tool. So that one's really interesting to go. That's like a whole series of videos on money. But what other limiting beliefs have you got? I believe that I can't orchestrate. So that's a glass lid, which is false. I believe, I'm not very good at reading notation. All of these limiting beliefs that have been imposed on by ourselves, or something somebody has said to us in another point in our life that planted a little seed that we have watered over time. For instance, actually, this is going back to money, you never earn any money doing music. Actually, creative people have to struggle. Water that. And these limitations are completely abstract and false. You can think of countless examples of people who have broken those molds, and you can too. So you think about those limitations. This is the first step, right? I'm not going to go into the other steps because this is actually a really, really important and fundamental one. Are you limiting yourself? What walls are you confining yourself to in your life? It could be your relationships, it could be your physical appearance, your health, it could be your money, it could be your career, it could be your spirituality. How are you confining yourself? And the thing you will find is you need to gradually chip away at those limiting beliefs. Find reasons to discourage them. You need to find proof that they are not and will not be true. Now you need to see this as a game because it can get quite a bit heavy when you're going into like, oh, what negative things do I believe myself? You know, you can quite easily be like, oh, so rubbish, and just go down that route. But you don't want to go down there. You want to establish what they are in as abstract and objective way as possible, and then find the proof that discourages that idea. I guarantee you'll find a lot of glass ceilings in your life. Some of them you won't even know are there, and that's the case for everybody, myself included. You know, you'll notice that actually what happens is we self-sabotage. We get to a glass ceiling and something happens in our life that goes to prove that. One of my limiting beliefs being about my ability to exercise for a continuous amount of time. I don't mean like a marathon, I mean like a couple of times a week for foreseeable future. And I will notice that I'll get to a certain point, which is like my personal best, and then I'll get a cold. Just supporting that belief. It's not true. You find these amazing ways to self-sabotage your ways to prove these limiting beliefs to be true, but they do not have to be, and they are not true. You can find and create proof on the contrary. So try it, guys. Write down how you confining yourself. Write down how you can beat those limiting beliefs down into submission. It could be a lot of fun, and it could reveal some amazing things.